South China Morning Post, 12th of March 2023, China criticizes Manila over closer military links with the US and warns against drawing wolves into the house. Beijing has increased its criticism of the Philippines' choice to pursue closer military ties with the US, charging that Washington is pushing the nation away from China and into geopolitical strife. In its second statement on the subject in 3 days, the Chinese embassy in Manila warned the government of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. that the Philippines must stop taking the evil path of drawing wolves into the house. Despite promises to deepen ties made during Marcos Jr.'s visit to Beijing in January, the two countries' relations have deteriorated recently after Manila chose to support the US to offset China's maritime assertiveness as tensions rise over South China Sea territorial disputes. The most recent embassy statement came after Mary Kay Carlson, the US ambassador to Manila, claimed that opening 4 more sites to US troops under the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, EDCA, would help the local economy grow. According to the Chinese statement, out of geopolitical self-interest and a Cold War mentality, the US has been escalating its military cooperation with the Philippines and increasing its military bases and deployments in the country to maintain its own hegemony. According to the Philippines, such military cooperation is a way to pull the country against China and tie it to the chariot of geopolitical strife, seriously jeopardizing Philippine national interests and regional peace and stability. In addition, the US was charged with stirring up trouble in the South China Sea with its abrasive maritime patrols meant to undermine China-Philippines' efforts to maintain peace and stability in the disputed waters. The latest statement also targeted the Marcos Jr. administration, while the initial one on Friday almost entirely blamed the US. The statement read, "We should stay on the right track of maintaining good neighborliness and achieving mutual benefit rather than getting distracted by forces fanning the flames and driving a wedge between us. China and the Philippines, among other countries in the region, are now at a critical juncture of post-COVID recovery. We should give up the evil path of luring wolves into the house and opening the door for thieves, not to mention the perverse way of sowing discord and causing trouble." The first statement, made following U.S. Undersecretary of State Victoria Nuland's visit to the Philippines last week, also criticized the military cooperation between the two nations as endangering regional peace and stability. In the South China Sea, where the Philippines, Malaysia, Vietnam, Brunei, and Taiwan have conflicting claims, China asserts sovereignty over nearly the entire region. Marcos Jr. referred to the maritime dispute with China last month as the most complicated geopolitical situation in the world. He declared that the Philippine military would concentrate on external defense, a change from his Beijing-friendly predecessor Rodrigo Duterte. After a February 6 incident where a Chinese Coast Guard ship reportedly used laser light to briefly blind crew members on a Philippine patrol boat off the disputed Spratly Islands, over which both countries claim sovereignty, he called China's envoy. Beijing has also taken issue with Manila's vociferous complaints against Chinese ships passing by disputed waters and reports that Manila and the US, Japan, and Australia were considering conducting joint patrols in the South China Sea. On Friday, China reiterated its claims of control over the Spratly Islands, also known as the Nansha Islands in Chinese, and the surrounding waters. Therefore, it is reasonable and authorized for Chinese ships to conduct routine operations in waters under China's control, according to Mao Ning, a spokesperson for the Foreign Ministry.